What's going on, guys? So this video is going to be a little bit different. This is probably just going to be the easiest way for me to make this video, so because I'm going to be skipping around a lot. So this is the Hydra Adaptoid in 6.4.5, I believe. And this fight is pretty weird. So a lot of the nodes just seem to not really work. Um, so just to go over the nodes really quickly, they have Armor Break Immunity, Limber, Vigor, Matador, Unblockable Specials, and Force of Will. The nodes in particular that seem to not really work are the Matador node and the Force of Will node. Primarily the Force of Will node seems to just not work at all. So anyways, the reason I'm bringing Medusa, even though he has armor break immunity, is because I believe since they like quote unquote fixed Medusa, um, the armor shatter debuff is separate from the armor break debuff. So even on armor break immunity characters like this, like the Node, as well as people like Colossus and Thing, you can still apply the armor shatter with Medusa's L3. Um, I wanted to test that out just to see if it worked, and it does in fact work. And I wasn't expecting it to work completely because he does have the Force of Will node. So I was expecting him to still, have all of his other stuff, but it would still completely shut off his power gain for the duration of the armor shatter, just making the fight a little bit easier. But the Matador node does make that fighting style a little bit more challenging because at least the way I thought it was going to work was while he had the armor shatter on him, he wasn't going to be gaining any power, therefore he wasn't going to be throwing any specials, which means I wouldn't be gaining any power. So I would just have to bait 3 specials and then get the armor shatter and then wait until the armor shatter ran out and then bait 3 more specials and just go through that whole process. Um, so that's how I thought it was going to work. It does not seem to work that way, though. The Force of Will node just seems to not work at all. Effectively, what happens is it shuts off the Matador. The Armor Shatter shuts off the Matador node completely. I gain power just like normal, like you would in a normal fight. He doesn't gain any power at all, as well as he doesn't trigger the Vigor node either. So still can't apply armor breaks on him, so it doesn't remove that node, but it does remove the Vigor node. Um, so it seems to be a little bit weird in the way it interacts. So the other thing that it just doesn't seem to work right in this fight is the synergy between Clairvoyant and Ghost Rider, which just reduces all enemy buffs, the buff duration by 30%. And I brought that just because I figured since I was going to have to still bait 3 specials, it would at least make that process a little bit easier. But as you can see, what ends up happening is just odd. So I'll just go ahead and let the video play. So as you can see right here, the fight's going like normal, but when he throws a special, the duration is way shorter than it's supposed to be, because it's supposed to be an 8-second unstoppable, and that was definitely not 8 seconds. But I was just like, okay, that was just the synergy, working well. Happy I am utilizing it. But then he throws that special, and I was like, wait a second, that was way too short. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if the synergy is like stacking with consecutive special throws, making it like 60% reduced duration, but that seemed like it was almost like a 90% duration reduction. And then you can see the next special that he throws, the text pops up for unstoppable, but he never gains an unstoppable buff. So it seems like it just completely turned it off. So I don't know if that synergy itself is just broken or if it's something specifically with this fight, but that's just really weird. As you can see here, I do apply the armor shatter, even though he's armor break immune, which I'm pretty sure works like normal. And he's not gaining power, but as you can see, I am still gaining power. He's also not triggering the regens, which is what that little timer is. So When that timer goes off, he should be gaining a regen buff, but he's not. Now, I don't know if that's because of the armor shatter reducing his ability accuracy, or if it's because of the weird interaction with the buffs. Um, but regardless, it's still shutting off the Matador node completely, allowing me to gain power and just go to a special 3. So I'm pretty sure the Force of Will node just straight up doesn't work on this fight. So I'm sure that's going to be fixed by the time it goes live. I do end up dying here because he throws a heavy attack and slides quite a bit farther than I expected him to, but whatever, it happens. So I go into the next fight with Clairvoyant, and I'm expecting it to just be, a pretty normal fight. Clairvoyant's good for this fight because of her special 2, giving them buff immunity, so he can launch specials without gaining the Unstoppable. So as you can see right there, he threw the special attack and gained the Unstoppable buff, and it lasted for the duration that I expected it to. And you can see here, it lasts the same duration. So whatever was going on in the first fight did not happen in this second fight. So I don't know if it's something with Medusa. Whenever that happened with Medusa, though, I didn't have any armor shatter on him or anything. He didn't have any debuffs on him. It just, I don't know. It's weird. So that's what basically happens in this fight. I'm gonna skip ahead because I do die again, which actually ends up turning out to be a good thing. I go into the fight again with Clairvoyant, and similar thing. He gains the buffs, but they're for the expected duration, and it stays consistent throughout the fight. So as you can see, he gains it there. If anything, on this one, it seems to actually last longer, which that actually seems to be the correct duration. I think the duration in the previous fights was even shorter than it was supposed to be, from 30%. So I really don't know what's going on with the buffs here, but I'm going to skip ahead to this fight, and I think it's a similar story here. He gains the buffs, but they're normal duration. With the synergy, like they last for the duration that they're supposed to. Actually, these again are shorter than the previous fight, but they're the same duration as the first 2 fights. So I really have no idea, and as you can see, it's consistent there. But if I skip further ahead, I believe he does end up throwing another one, while I don't have the... And you can see right there, it lasts for no time at all. That was not sped up at all. That's just regular speed. He throws the special, and the duration is greatly reduced on that one. So that's pretty much the end of the video. I just kill him after that. I think this one, same thing happens. Super short duration. So I really have no idea what's going on with this fight. It seems to be a few things that are just not working properly. The Force of Will node seems to be completely non-existent, which doesn't work at all. And I don't know if it's the synergy between Clairvoyant and Ghost Rider that is having issues, or if it's just this fight in general. But I've fought him 4 or 5 times, and the duration of the buffs was never consistent. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be fixed by the time Act 6.4 goes live. But I just wanted to get this video out there, just to provide this information for you guys. So anyways, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you later. What's going on, guys? So this video is going to be a little bit different. This is probably just going to be the easiest